In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a custom plot. And by this, I mean a plot that's not constructed with some pre-made function. You're going to sort of decide what goes in every spot of this plot, one element at a time. So what you'd want to start with is a function called PlotNew. And if you run that, which I just ran there, you don't see anything really happen. Okay, I just have an empty plotting region over here. In RStudio, you wouldn't see anything happen if you just had this command set up there. Now what you'd want to do with this plotting region is you'd want to introduce a coordinate system. And so that's where we're going to use plot.window. And now this plot.window takes several arguments. I'm just going to show you three of them. The first one's called xlim. I'm going to use this xlim to set up an x coordinate system, a horizontal coordinate system, which will be done by just setting this equal to a vector. And I'll just use 0 and 10. So I'm setting up a coordinate system that runs essentially from 0 to 10 on the x-axis. And now I'm going to want to have a coordinate system on the y-axis. So I'm going to use ylim. And I'll do the same thing here. I don't have to use the same vector, but I'll use the same vector here. So that's the first two things. It's essentially just setting up a coordinate system, in our case, going from 0 to 10 on the x-axis and the y-axis. Now the next thing I'd want to do is type in this thing that says ASP. This sets up an aspect ratio, and I'm going to set this equal to 1 for now. What that's meaning is that in this coordinate system, a 1 unit change in the horizontal direction is equal to a 1 unit change in the vertical direction. Now if I run this command, again, you don't see it do anything. This is something that's happening in the background for setting up your plotting region. You can't see it, but it did do something for you there. Now, what you might want to do as time goes on is actually plot something on here. It'd be nice to know where things are going to go, because what we're looking at right now is just a blank white screen. So I'm going to show you how to introduce a grid onto this screen. This grid's going to make it easier to tell where things are going. And then once you've actually made whatever design you're doing, you can pull the grid off by just removing these commands. But this will just give you some way to tell where things are going here. So there's this function called AB line, and it's meant to graph any line you want, horizontal, vertical, or any kind of slope, any kind of intercept. And so what we're going to do is have it plot some horizontal lines. And we'll do this by using the h argument. We'll set this equal to, and now I'm going to just make this a vector 0, 10, meaning it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if I run this, what I get is horizontal lines in this coordinate system that start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you might think, well, I'd like to have some vertical ones too. So what you do is you just do V, and I can do the exact same thing. I can tell it what the coordinates run through, and if I run this, I'll get my other coordinate system. So here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what you'll see here is this goes much farther outside of the plotting region than you've set up, but basically the region we set up starts in this corner, goes up to this corner here, and it does run onto the outsides there. What you'll also notice is in this plotting area, there's a lot of wasted space here. There's a lot of white space on the outside. So what you can do, if you don't like that being there, is you can change the margins around the outside. And the way you can do that is before your plot's set up, is you can go have this par command put in here, and then you can type in mar, and then you got to give it a vector that's got 4 elements. And basically these elements are going to be how much space you want to have on the bottom, to the left, to the top, and to the right of your plot. So I'm going to set this all to zeros. And so if I rerun all this code, so I'm going to make a whole new plot here, so I'll just get rid of this guy. And I'll run all of this all together. And now it ran straight to the edge of my region. So right here, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got all my little lines, horizontal and vertical there. Now I might not want to have things run straight to the edge, so maybe I change this to 1, 1, 1, and 1. And so if I rerun everything, actually let me get rid of this plot here. Now I get the same type of thing, 0 to 10, 0 to 10, but I've got a 1, I'll say a 1 chunk margin on every single side. And I don't have to have those margins be the same. Maybe I set this to be 4, this would be on the right. And so if I rerun everything, now there's a 4 chunk margin over on the right, but it's only 1 on the top and the bottom there. But this is how I can set up a basic plotting region, and I can give myself a grid if I want something to reference. You don't have to make the lines, but you can if you want to.